Heavy rain and thunderstorms persist into the evening, and it looks like more is on the way for the start of the work week.
They went underneath the fence, both the car and the police car, came through our field doing 60 miles an hour.
We're talking to neighbors who saw a high-speed chase end in their backyard.
A church youth group in Corbin mourned the loss of one of their own after he was hit and killed by a train.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News.
Storms are moving through the bluegrass. Thanks for staying up late with us. I'm Kristen Kennedy. More rounds are making their way into the area. Some places are even seeing hail. We begin with WKYT's Mike Linden with what we can expect overnight.
That's right, Kristen. It certainly was a bumpy ride here on Sunday. A big difference from what we looked and felt like on Saturday. Mostly sunny and warm, but today still kind of warm, but not exactly sunny. Right now, though, things have begun to calm down. Now, it is still raining over eastern Kentucky and in some central Kentucky spots. It looks like I-75 is pretty much the dividing line right now to the spots seeing rain and those that are not. In the southeastern mountains of Kentucky, we're still seeing some thunderstorms and that heavier rain. But for the most part, even the hail, the thunder, the lightning, that has all since calmed down over the past few hours here. Again, the southeastern mountains still dealing with that active weather. Magoffin County and eastward toward Harlan County, Bell County, still seeing more of that active weather. But if you look close enough, you can see the blue popping up there in the radar sweep, that being the hail cores that we were finding earlier this evening. But as that low has since pushed its way farther to the east of us, things have since calmed down. But behind that low pressure is yet another front set to work its way into Kentucky tomorrow. And it looks like we'll just do it all over again before finally calming down. But I'll show you exactly how those storms will track across the region coming up in about 10 minutes. Kristen?
Mike, police in central Kentucky say a man led them on a multi-city high-speed chase. Harrodsburg police arrested Jordan Miller Friday morning. They say he ran multiple stoplights in Harrodsburg and even drove into a pond, causing the officer chasing him to drive into the pond as well. WKYT's Jordan Valines talked to folks who live near the crash site. She has our top story.
23-year-old Jordan Miller spent his birthday weekend behind bars after police say he led them on a several-mile-long chase that ended at this farm off of Wagner Drive in Bergen.
It was a interesting, scary evening.
An evening when police lights cut through the usual darkness that falls upon the farm.
I just happened to look out of my second-floor window, and I saw in the distance about a mile away a mass of blue police lights.
The lights stirring neighbors out of their beds to see what was going on outside of their homes.
And I stayed up almost all night because I was really afraid to go to bed.
We're told the chase started when Jordan Miller ran a red light on South Main Street in Harrodsburg and continued into Howard Wagner's backyard.
They went underneath the fence, both the car and the police car, came through our field doing 60 miles an hour.
But the chase soon ended with a splash.
He just flew up through there and just in the middle of the pond.
Police searched for Miller until the next morning when suddenly
The boy stuck his hands up and hollered, I'm here, and they arrested him. We found out later that he spent part of the night in one of the barns and part of the night in my dad's old house. My dad passed away about 2 years ago.
While neighbors are still unnerved about the incident, they say they're just glad that this wild ride wasn't any worse. We're told that one of the officers did sustain several cuts to his hands and his feet, but thankfully those injuries were not life-threatening. In Bergen, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
Jordan Miller is facing several charges, including speeding more than 25 miles per hour over the speed limit and assaulting a police officer, third degree. Friends say there was never a dull moment when he was around. Tonight, they're remembering classmate 17-year-old William Walters. A train hit and killed Walters near the Tackett Road crossing in Lilly yesterday morning. The deputy coroner tells us Walters died from injuries stemming from a freak accident. WKYT's Sam Smith is in Laurel County tonight, showing us how Walter's friends are remembering him.
Black Batman shirts.
He'd always loved superheroes, and he always wore his Batman shirts, so that's why we're wearing these.
And pictures taped to the wall so he won't be forgotten.
It brings up a lot of memories of stuff, and a lot of people have known him a lot longer than I have, but it still brings up a lot of good memories.
The youth group here at the First Church of the Nazarene in Corbin lost one of their own. 17-year-old William Walters. Officials say he was hit by a train early Saturday morning. The deputy coroner calls it a freak accident.
You're forever in my heart.
The group is relying on one another to cope with the loss.
We have each other's backs.
I mean, we're a tight group. You can't find a youth group around here that's family, and he was family. We're not anything but family.
Walter's friends will always remember the good times.
Every single day, like no matter if we were here, if we were at school, even if it was the same day, like at school and then at church on Wednesday nights, he would always come up to me, like he would make it a point. He'd be like, "Hey Shay, I love you," and then he'd hug me. Like no matter what mood I'm in, it made me really happy.
In Corbin, Sam Smith, WKYT.
Deputies say the train operator tried to stop when he saw Walters on the tracks. His autopsy is set for tomorrow. Tonight, we're tracking an officer-involved shooting in Jessamine County. Kentucky State Police are working the case out of Wilmore, where the shooting happened early this morning. They say Wilmore police officers had been to the home before, were familiar with the victim, and went out today because the man was on the phone with the suicide hotline. Officers say when they arrived, 40-year-old Michael Foster was standing outside with a gun.
A lot of families, there's a lot of kids on this street. That's my biggest worry with it. I mean, who knows where those bullets go, and then they could go into a home or through a window, and so it's hard to explain, but it does feel different. It's, you know, to think of such a small town and to have somebody have to be shot by the police, you know, for everyone's protection, you know, right outside of my house, but in this town in general, which is a very, you know, quiet, family-friendly town.
The Jessamine County coroner says the autopsy and toxicology test will happen tomorrow. He says Foster died from multiple gunshot wounds. Tomorrow, the two men accused of shooting and killing a UK student will be in court. 18-year-old Justin Smith and 20-year-old Efren Diaz are charged with murder in connection with the shooting death of 22-year-old Jonathan Kruger. WKYT was there Friday when detectives transported both men to the Fayette County Detention Center. Both are scheduled to be arraigned tomorrow. The Kentucky Colonel is holding a memorial service for Kruger tomorrow. The UK junior was the chief photo editor for the student-run newspaper. The memorial is scheduled for 8 o'clock at Memorial Hall. The newspaper has also set up a memorial scholarship in Kruger's honor. The GoFundMe account set up in his name has raised more than $14,000. Police in Lexington are investigating a rash of shootings that happened this weekend. Officers are looking for two men they say shot someone during a break-in on Bryant Avenue. They're also looking for the person who shot someone in the hand near Winchester Road, and someone who fired shots at a car near 6th Street and Mustang Crossing. At last check, police have not arrested anyone for those shootings. Starting tomorrow, the school day for Fayette County students will be a little longer. The Fayette County School Board approved extending the school day 30 minutes. The longer days will continue through May 29th, the last day of school. School leaders say they're extending days to make up for time missed because of snow and nasty winter weather. Fayette County schools missed 7 days due to snow this winter. Also tomorrow, the deadline for new voters to register to vote in the May primary election. Kentucky has a closed primary election, which means you must be registered as either a Democrat or a Republican to take part in primaries. The primary election is scheduled for May 19th. A UK group collected donations to help a war veteran get around campus. Veteran Matt Bradford suffered major injuries while serving in Iraq, resulting in the loss of his eyesight and his legs. The Veterans Resource Center collected donations for a golf cart to help him get to class, and then Devers golf carts helped handle the rest.
Again, it is reassuring, I guess is the right word, to know that there are people out there that care as much about veterans as I do.
Devers golf carts say that model Bradford's now using is worth about $7,500. Dozens of people walked through downtown Lexington this afternoon to spread awareness about AIDS. AIDS Volunteers Incorporated has been helping those with AIDS for more than 25 years. Last year, the organization handed out more than 73,000 condoms, provided more than 700 HIV tests, and provided more than $286,000 to help those battling the disease. Today, Oklahoma City leaders remembered those killed in the federal building bombing 20 years ago. Thousands attended the solemn memorial to mark the anniversary of the tragedy. One by one, people read the names of all 165 victims. Former President Bill Clinton was in office when the bomb went off in 1995. Today, he applauded the city for how far it's come.
For 20 years, you have honored the memories of your loved ones. You have inspired us with the power of your renewal. You have reminded us that we should all live by the Oklahoma standard.
The Oklahoma City bombing is considered the worst domestic terrorism incident in U.S. history. Lexington police are continuing to investigate a break-in at a storage center off Mall Road. The owner of Space Center told us a customer contacted police after noticing several units open. The owner says it looks like the thief used a crowbar to pry open nearly 50 of their units. Management asked today all renters come in and check their units to see if anything was missing. Police are now trying to determine if there's any surveillance video that will give them a good look at the thieves. A new officer joined the Pike County Detention Center this week. 2-year-old Copper is a narcotics dog brought in to help fight drug trafficking in the jail and the region. Jail leaders say Copper sniffed his way to his first indictment in his first day on the job.
He picked up some drugs for us. We actually got a conviction. We got a first-degree contraband felony charge on a lady that was bringing marijuana into the jail.
Copper will also travel to schools and help out other law enforcement agencies. Hundreds of thousands of spectators lined both sides of the Ohio River in Jefferson County for Thunder over Louisville 2015. The night's 30-minute fireworks show finale lit up the sky in red and green. After Thunder over Louisville comes 2 weeks of Kentucky Derby festivities. It was a big night for country music in Texas. The Academy of Country Music celebrated its 50th anniversary with a star-studded show in AT&T Stadium. Suzanne Marquez has the story from Arlington.
Oh, hello, Texas! Song and Album of the Year went to Miranda Lambert at the 50th Anniversary ACM Awards.
Thank you so much for this. It means the world to us.
To celebrate the milestone, the show was moved to a football stadium.
I brought my sticky gloves.
Hosts Luke Bryan and Blake Shelton had some fun with Dallas Cowboys quarterback Tony Romo. Little Big Town also caught something, the ACM for Vocal Group of the Year.
Thank you so much.
Tonight's show included performances from an impressive list of country music superstars, 23 acts in all, spread across 2 stages. Miranda Lambert brought down the house with a medley of hits. Legendary George Strait knew exactly which song to sing.
All my exes live in Texas.
And Reba McEntire did not disappoint.
Ain't a single tear mixing up her makeup.
McEntire, Strait, and Lambert received 3 of the 7 milestone awards given to artists for their memorable contributions to the world of country music. Suzanne Marquez, CBS News, Arlington, Texas.